The story of Louis XIV is a story of paradox, greatness and excess, splendor and suffering, glory and tragedy. Behind the gilded mirrors and marble halls, a system dependent on the will and ability of one man could not last forever. As the 18th century dawned, France looked to Louis's heir, Louis XV, with hope and apprehension, wondering if the glory would continue. The structures Louis built, administrative, military, and artistic, remained, shaping the nation's future for better and for worse. The example of Versailles and the myth of the Sun King endured, even as revolutionaries later stormed the Bastille and changed the course of history. Louis XIV's insistence on unity, order, and magnificence became ideals and warnings for the generations that followed. His reign marked the apogee of the French monarchy, but also foreshadowed its decline and eventual fall. For centuries, writers, painters, and filmmakers have been drawn to his story, the drama, the pageantry, and the complexity. He remains a figure of fascination, embodying both the glory and the dangers of unchecked ambition. The grandeur of Versailles remains a reminder of what can be achieved through vision, discipline, and at times, ruthlessness. The myth of the Sun King lingers, a symbol of an age when one man could define a nation and dazzle the world. Louis XIV's France became a beacon for art, music, science, and fashion, admired by visitors from every corner of Europe. Yet the stories of hardship, displacement, and exclusion endured among those who suffered from royal policy. Louis believed profoundly in his divine right to rule, convinced that he was the chosen instrument of God's will. He cultivated the persona of an infallible monarch, always serene and controlled, a living embodiment of the nation. His reign marked the transition from the chaos of feudal France to the modern, centralized state. He demanded loyalty, order, and obedience, expecting his ministers to serve with devotion and efficiency. Yet within the palace walls, intrigue and rivalry never ceased, as courtiers vied for favor and advancement. The king's personal tastes set the standard for music, architecture, and etiquette, influencing all of Europe. Beneath the elaborate choreography of court, the machinery of state operated with increasing precision and centralization. Louis's reforms in law and administration laid the groundwork for a strong state, though not always a just one. He was deeply conscious of his role in history, commissioning portraits, statues, and medals to commemorate his reign. He sought not only to rule, but to be remembered as the greatest of French kings, a legend in his own lifetime. Yet his rigidity and intolerance bred resentment, and his wars created enemies both within and beyond France's borders.